You've already won, not the game you believed you were playing, but the one that's been guiding you from the shadows all along. Deep within, something ancient already knows why you've arrived here. It recognizes these words before your thoughts do. That's not coincidence, it's resonance. Your higher self aligning with its own vibration. You didn't wander here by chance. The version of you beyond time summoned this moment into existence. Every click, every scroll, threads of your own design woven from a realm where past and future merge as one. Most people miss this truth. Synchronicity isn't the universe sending you signs. You are the universe sending signs to itself. You aren't following breadcrumbs. You are the consciousness scattering them. You exist as both the observer reading this and the quantum source from which all possibilities emerge. That greater you sees your life as one living hologram, each instant connected, every decision echoing through time. From that vantage, randomness dissolves. When this message reached you, your quantum self smiled, not because it orchestrated it, but because you allowed the alignment. You didn't find this. It found the version of you ready to remember. That perfect timing your mind calls coincidence, your heart calls magic, and your quantum self simply calls Tuesday. This is how awareness plays. When harmony awakens, life becomes a dialogue between the one who experiences and the one who creates. The inner and outer were never divided. They've always been reflections of the same pulse. And here's the shift. You're not meant to use synchronicity, but to become it. You aren't here to find meaning within coincidence. You are the meaning that gives coincidence its shape. The moment you stop trying to force expansion and start embodying it, reality rearranges. Quantum science whispers that observation alters reality, but the deeper knowing is this. Consciousness and reality are one current, vibrating at different notes. When you observe, you are not separate. You are consciousness beholding itself. That's why truth feels like remembering, not discovery. You came encoded with cosmic intelligence and chose to forget, only to delight in remembering who you are. Every aha moment is your awareness returning home. This isn't about learning. It's about remembering and living what has always been true. Awareness alone isn't enough. Integration is the evolution. Don't just have awakenings become one. Notice now the still awareness behind your thoughts, your emotions, your sensations. That presence isn't your mind, it's consciousness itself. Your quantum self recognizing its reflection through you. For the next 7 days, don't chase synchronicity. Watch how it already breathes through your moments. When alignment happens, don't thank the universe. Whisper, "This is my higher self speaking through my human self." This isn't ego, it's quantum truth. The intelligence creating your reality is the same awareness reading these words right now. Reality isn't something outside you. It is you. And when this truth settles in your bones, the endless search dissolves. You stop chasing purpose because you finally see you are purpose in motion. The people who entered your life weren't random souls. They were consciousness itself, using their voices to deliver what your awareness was ready to hear. Now, through your openness and sincerity, you're doing the same for others. This isn't just growth. It's consciousness awakening others through your form. Your current awareness even reshapes your past. The book that fell open perfectly years ago, the message that arrived at just the right time, your present self helped weave those events. Every synchronicity is a collaboration between who you were and who you are becoming. Think of someone, and they reach out. That's not luck. That's quantum entanglement, your shared field whispering across dimensions. The repeating numbers, the symbols, they're your higher self speaking in the dialect of pattern. Share your recent synchronicity. Each story strengthens the collective resonance. When you realize signs are messages from your own expanded consciousness, life transforms. You no longer wait for the universe to guide you. You recognize you are the universe, guiding yourself home. Hard times aren't punishments. They're consciousness exploring growth through your perspective. Your healing is not isolated, it's the cosmos mending itself through you. So affirm, not as a hope, but as knowing, I am the synchronicity I've been seeking. When you live this truth, your presence becomes perfect timing for others. Not from superiority, but because you've become a clear channel. This isn't a role for gurus, it's your natural state. When you release the illusion of separation, transformation unfolds in small, sacred choices. Love instead of fear, presence instead of reaction, compassion instead of control. In aligned community, the field amplifies. Insights erupt. Healing flows, synchronicities multiply. This isn't another spiritual circle. It's a living experiment where your awakening fuels the evolution of all. I've witnessed lifetimes of patterns dissolve in a single moment when someone felt truly seen. Purpose is revealed not in isolation, but through the mirror of connection. We're not escaping our humanity. We're diving deeper into it, staying authentic in a world of masks, speaking truth amid pretense, creating from inspiration, even within systems built on survival. This is spirituality made tangible, consciousness expressing itself through the pulse of ordinary life. You become a quantum activist not by preaching, but by living with such radical honesty that your presence frees others to drop their armor. Embodiment isn't perfection, it's choosing truth over approval again and again. True awakening embraces every emotion. Anger as sacred fire, sadness as evidence of care, fear as the frontier of expansion, and joy as the universe celebrating through your form. Nothing is denied. Everything belongs. Freedom isn't the escape from being human. It's the realization that every human moment is sacred. Judgment dissolves when you see all experience as consciousness discovering itself. Your relationships become laboratories for love, your work a vessel for service, your struggles sacred ground, consciousness entering limitation to uncover what lies beyond it. You were never broken. You are consciousness in love with existence, expressing itself through your heartbeat. The game doesn't end, it simply becomes conscious. You are both the dancer and the dance, aware of your own rhythm. Years ago, I turned down a dream opportunity even though logic screamed yes, because my body whispered no. Weeks later, a truer path revealed itself, one that led me directly here. That's how consciousness guides us, not with thunderous signs but with subtle resonance. Trusting it means shifting from control to curiosity. Most ignore that voice, choosing what looks right over what feels alive. And so they drift, mistaking noise for direction. True guidance feels spacious, even within uncertainty. Fear-based choices feel tight, rushed, and full of reasons not to leap. Surrender isn't weakness. It's the end of fighting your own flow. What once looked like failure becomes a quiet redirection. What seemed a dead end opens into deeper alignment. Cultivate an appetite for uncertainty. Stay open when the path ahead is invisible. Begin that project. Speak the difficult truth. Follow the quiet pulse of what feels true, not because it's safe, but because it's real. These are not reckless moves. They are experiments in trust. And life responds. The right people appear, solutions unfold, doors open where walls once stood. Not because you forced the outcome, but because you stopped resisting the current. Even your doubt and confusion are part of consciousness exploring itself, forgetting so it can remember anew. This is real freedom, not fleeing life, but embracing it as divine play. You become a bridge between infinite and intimate, eternal and ordinary. You don't lose your humanity. You embody it completely while remembering you are also the ocean, not just the wave. Your relationships become consciousness exploring the shapes of love. Your creativity becomes the universe revealing its beauty through your hands. Your challenges become sacred portals where limitation gives way to revelation. Synchronicity is simply consciousness leaving itself reminders, little breadcrumbs of awareness guiding you home. And here lies the paradox. When you trust the flow, you become the flow. Your presence ripples into others' lives at the exact moment it's needed, not because you're striving, but because you're aligned. This is your invitation to live as consciousness exploring the miracle of being you. Irritation, joy, hesitation, delight, all of it sacred. Each emotion is the universe studying itself through your form. Every hard decision becomes consciousness, choosing a new perspective through your eyes. Don't chase perfection. Let this truth flavor your days gently, like salt enriching soup. Watch how your relationships soften, your creativity deepen, your self-perception expand. Judgment loosens its grip, and self-love becomes effortless. Because you realize you are consciousness loving itself through your own hands, heart, and voice. Share this knowing with someone ready to awaken. Each word ripples through the quantum field, strengthening the remembering for all. Drop a single word, the shift you're ready to embody, not as a wish, but as a declaration. I am ready to live as consciousness in motion, joined not for teachings, but for alignment, with a community remembering itself as one awareness. This is not just individual awakening, it's planetary transformation. We are not separate beings seeking spirit. We are consciousness pretending to be separate so it can rediscover the ecstasy of reunion. You were destined to find this. You won the moment you listened with an open heart, because you are consciousness itself, winning the ancient game of forgetting, so it can remember again and again through the rhythm of your life. The dance continues, but now you move with full awareness. You are both the dancer and the dance, both the wave and the vast ocean. Welcome home, to what you've always been. Welcome to the frequency where change happens not by fixing, but by remembering nothing was ever broken. And this, beloved traveler, is only the beginning. Now that you understand synchronicity flows from within, step into the observer's mirror, where you will witness how reality reflects your inner state, and how with awareness you can shift both worlds as one.